Yo, like, okay, let me tell you guys about something, right? So anyway, this is like my third time making this video. Oh, got some skills out here, baby. Skills on right into the door here, little screen door. But anyway, sitting out here on the patio. But anyway, let me tell you guys what happened. Is that with this program my father is in, they are full of mess. Like, they're actually really full of tons and tons of mess, right? So anyway, how am I gonna wipe my face and then it's gonna move up? That don't make no sense. So anyway, in this program my father signed up for, is that they're supposed to come out and they're supposed to be able to fix the house. It's a government funded program, right? In this government funded program, what happened is that they sent out some person who claimed to be like an inspector, right? Because, you know, that's what happened, right? She came over to the house and she did everything half behind, basically half-ass. If I want to say the truth, I want to say the words half-ass. And what happened is that she didn't even check the roof. She didn't check anything. She just walked around and she took pictures of everything my father repaired. And then she told my dad that they, which is the company that is gonna, you know, hand out the funds to give to the company to help fix the house. She told my dad that they're gonna reimburse them, right, for everything that's been fixed. But what she, listen, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all then. But anyway, I'm sitting out here because I am super stressed, and I was just crying like 10 minutes ago because my father is very sick from a surgery he didn't even need to have, and now he's sick from the surgery, and now I was just crying. And then after this, it's like now it's some bull mess about the not being accepted into the program and all that stuff, basically to get funding to help fix the house and all that stuff. So anyway, we have black mold in the walls, like black mold about like this thick. You guys see what I'm talking about? Black mold about that thick. They won't fix that. Like, the roof is like leaking. They won't fix it. What they said is that the inspector came out to the house and said there was nothing wrong with the house, but the inspector never went on the roof, right? So first, we said we didn't even know who the inspector was. We didn't know what her name was, right? Because she claimed to be a part of the program, and then turns out, the case manager said that, oh, she's gonna try to email the people over there to see who was checking out the house. And then she told us that, oh, they don't even know who was at the house. They don't know who's at the house. They don't know anything about nobody at the house here. They don't even know the name. I say, if you don't know the person's name, how do you know if they even came out? How do you know if they're even licensed? Like, I'm just thinking, it's like, how are they even licensed trying to check out somebody's house to inspect it? So you mean to tell me that what is going on here? So I'm gonna tell y'all then. So anyway, that person that was here, she didn't climb the roof. She didn't look in anything. She didn't do anything, guys. She just took pictures of what was already repaired, and I see this now. So anyway, my father been in this program for like 5 months, right? And it comes to find out that 5 months is actually kind of a long time to be in this program, and then absolutely nothing happened. And I found this out because the person I was talking to that's in the office is not the same office that's supposed to be trying to do a job over here. It's a different office. It's a different branch. It's a branch above the other one. They were like surprised when I said 5 months, right? And I didn't even know it should be surprising that my father's been in the program for 5 months. So get this, guys, get this. After the person that they didn't even know who or what happened, right? After that mystery person, it turns out that they want us to sign some type of contract, and the contract is not true. On the contract, it says something about, oh, if everything is the same, or if everything remained the same, your wage from last year, if it remained the same, then sign this contract or something. That's what it's saying something like that. And I didn't want to sign it at all because I fought over that. I'm like, this contract here is not true. My father fought over it. This contract here is not true because it's coronavirus season. Like, listen, it's coronavirus out here, y'all. And we ain't got no jobs. So how in the world are we supposed to even get have the same wages we did last year? That's what it said in the contract. If you have the same wage you did last year. If you don't, well, then you have to receive a separate form or something like that. The case manager said, yeah, you guys are supposed to sign it. If you don't sign it, we can't continue with the repairs or something. I said, okay. She sent that through email. I said, okay. I signed it and my dad signed it. I felt like super, super, super bad that I was kind of like the one fighting, kind of holding off on it a little bit. Because I'm like, yo, my father needed to have his house repaired. So anyway, after we signed the contract, my dad had to call again. What happened is that the case manager, she doesn't even pick up the phone when my father calls. What happened is she let it go straight to voicemail. So my father has to call the company itself. Let's just, the company itself, let's just call it They Green Company. They Green, we had to call They Green, which is somebody else in the office, and the office has to transfer us over to her phone, which didn't make any sense to me. But then she picked up when we get transferred over, but she didn't pick up when we're calling. So anyway, it's just super strange. What happened? These folks are lying. And then the person who's supposed to be a case manager, she's not even answering our phone. She's telling us we need to sign a contract. So get this right. After we signed the contract, it turns out that my father isn't even, the inspector that they didn't even know about, the person that ran the person they didn't even know about, or any pictures that magically, but guess what? Now all of a sudden, the case manager is saying, oh, the inspector says this, and the inspector saying that, and the inspector. But before, you told us that you didn't even know who it was. You told us that you didn't even know what was going on. But now you're saying the inspector has sent the photos, and you know her name. But now she didn't say her name. She just said inspector. So basically, what happened is that they're concealing a woman's identity who was out to this house and did a half behind inspection. The woman, the inspector that was to this house also told my father that somebody else was going to come out to the house. No, nobody came out to the house. She told my father somebody was supposed to reimburse him for the repairs. No, turns out the case manager is telling us nobody reimbursed, my dad for the repairs. So all right, so is it just a whole bunch of lies? And then the case manager, now when you know how you got to call to somebody else, just get it right. The case manager is saying that the inspector see nothing wrong with the house. And the inspector didn't even inspect or didn't even really check good or anything like that. So basically the whole thing was a lie. And now they try, I think it's because it has something to do with my father signed the contract. Me and my father signed the contract because they made us both do it. They wouldn't even move on without me signing it. Signing the contract stating that the funds, the wages remain the same as the last year. I'm not working a job, but I was working the job last year. My father ain't working the job, but he was working the job last year. So guess what? Funds changed. I think it has something to do with that, because at the bottom of the page of the contract, it says that if this is wrong, your house will be deemed ineligible. Ineligible for any repairs if the contract is wrong. So basically, multiple people that work for that company told us to sign it, or else they're not going to move on. Sign it, or else they're not going to move on. It turns out that once we signed it, we're not moving on. They say we're being redetermined right now, and that's crazy. Because I signed it, I was the last person signed actually. So now my father won't be able to. On Monday, they said the inspector found nothing wrong with the house. I mean, there's mold and the water's coming from the roof, and then the doors are broken and swollen up, and then the water's also basically very hard. It's very hard water, right? It actually messes with the skin, right? And I told the inspector who was over here at this house that, and no, she went there. She said that there's nothing wrong with the house. That's crazy to me. It's really crazy to me. Anyway, guys, this is what happened. And I know, I have a feeling it has something to do with the contract that they forced us to sign. It has something to do with that, because if our wages were the same, which means we're making money every year, like, that means that they ain't going to accept us in the program. And that's what I think. I think it has something to do with the contract, because they wouldn't move or they wouldn't say anything without getting the contract. This is some messed up stuff. It's very, very, very messed up, because it's like, that's not what the program is meant for. And these are black folks that's doing this. But then again, I mean, some of you guys are probably looking like, well, black people help each other or something. Nah, man. When they in these jobs like this, no, they don't. They don't help out anybody. They don't do anything. They always try. If they can't find a little problem, what they do is that they make a problem up to make sure that you don't get what you deserve. I noticed this when they're, a group of black people has some type of power to help another black person out, they don't want to help them out, period. They don't want to help them out at all. And so what they do, they try to deny. And guess what? The lady that was here was taking photos. The inspector that was here took photos of everything my father repaired, and that's it. I mean, well, not that's it, but she took pictures of everything, but especially what my father got repaired. It's like, you took pictures of what my father repaired, and then she made it seem like he's going to get reimbursement. He didn't get reimbursement. So that lady there, she kept running her mouth about everything. She's a whole liar. She's just a whole liar. And, bruh, she said she had license. But it's like, how do you, listen, she lied about thing after thing after, how do we even know she had a license to even be in the building? I don't know, these guys are a bunch of crooks, man. And it's sad, because they're supposed to be able to basically build the state up, right? To build the state up and to make your house a nicer place to live, pretty much. And it's, it's just basically due to like events that happen to us. It's not even our fault, pretty much. And that's crazy. On the paper, it says something about if this is wrong or something, it's a penalty to the federal government and the state government or something like that. So anyway, I called the IRS. They told me they didn't know anything about this, because it had something to do with the same money making last year and this year. Basically, yeah. And I called the state. They didn't even know what this was. They said they don't know what it was. They said they're going to have to send me to the program or something like that. So you may tell me, how am I supposed to be punished by entities that don't even know what the paper is? I'm going to make a part 2 of this.